Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, we are going to head to Ocean City this evening. So I got to get up here and do the pre-trip on Goliath and get everything set and ready to go. And for those of you that are new to the channel, this is Goliath. This is our 1987 GMC General. We use this for the rallies. We tow that big trailer behind it. We're 88.5 feet overall length. Yeah, mid 70,000 pounds this. And it's basically our mobile shop. This is how we make our money. We take this truck out to the rallies all across the country. We set up our mobile shop. We do our parts and our service. And we pack it all in, go to the next one, or come home. Our trip to Ocean City is only about 780 miles. It's not real long. Map says 12 hours and change. We're not gonna do it all at one time. We are gonna leave this evening because what I typically like to do is head out through Asheville and Black Mountain and everything. I like to do it later in the evening where there's less traffic. Now today is a Saturday, so traffic shouldn't be real bad anyways, but later in the evening it'll definitely be better. When I go down Black Mountain, I've got to go slow. This thing weighs a lot and it's old technology, so the brakes don't work as good as newer trucks do. So I will literally just let this thing crawl about 15 or 20 mile an hour down that hill where most other trucks are going 35 to 40. It's just a safe way to do it. So we're gonna get everything pre-tripped, get out of here tonight, get at least past all that, maybe out towards Greensboro, and we'll get a couple hours of shut-eye, and then tomorrow morning on Sunday, we'll finish the trip to Ocean City. But before we go, I've got to put water in the water tank. I've also got to do my pre-trip inspection, check my oil, my brakes, my coolant, the lighting, the whole 9 yards. We're gonna walk around this whole truck and check just about everything, make sure it is safe and ready for the road trip. All right, my water supply is over there in the front of the building, just past where Joe was parked with his truck. But before I fire Goliath up to move him over there so the hose will reach, I want to go in and check all my engine stuff while it's cold. I'm gonna check my oil, my coolant, and all that stuff. So we're gonna do that real quick. All right, the oil is good. Also inspecting my belts, make sure they all look in good shape. Airbags, suspension, brakes, the whole 9 yards. All right, so far everything over here under the hood looks good. Good in the hood? Yeah, everything looks good in the hood or under the hood. So I don't see any reason why I can't go ahead and fire him up, let him warm up for a minute, move him over there. And then while the water tank is filling, which takes a while, it's a 100-gallon water tank and the water pressure here is actually very low. So it takes almost an hour to fill the tank, depending on how much water we actually have in it at the moment. And while it's doing that, I'll go through and do the lighting check, tires, so on and so forth. While he's warming up and the airbags are getting filled and the brake chambers are all getting filled and everything, checking my hitch, make sure everything looks good, all the chains are connected. Might as well plug in my trailer, right? Water is filling and we were very, very low. The tank was pretty much empty. We didn't fill it before leaving South Dakota because we knew we were going to Brendan Ron's. We'd have a water hook up there. And then it was just the day trip home for the most part. So we didn't top it off. So we were really, really low. So it's gonna take about an hour for that to fill up. So I'm gonna pull out the air hose, check all my tire pressures while Goliath is running. because I'm using the onboard air compressor. And when that's done, I can shut them down and we'll just let everything else fill up. All right, so the water tank is full, the tires are aired up, brakes are inspected. I'm doing my lighting check, everything seems to be working good. So I think I'm going to move Goliath over to the other side of the parking lot. I usually park him over there just before we leave. I do that for a couple of reasons. One, it sets me up for the exit when we go to leave. I got to make the left-hand turn out of here. And that parking lot over there is a little bit wider and less of a dip on the apron going out to the road. And if I leave it back where we're normally parked, then we're in and out through the gravel, loading all of our personal stuff in, which we got to start doing here pretty soon. So we get it moved over there, and then it's time to load. All right, and with the motorcycles loaded in, Katie's putting away the last little bit of groceries and our personal items. We are just about ready to hit the road. So right now it is about 6:45. As you see, the sun's going down and it has cooled off considerably. Standing in the shade, it is a beautiful, beautiful day. It's only about mid-70s with a nice breeze and I'm absolutely loving it. Hey, and in the 500 mile review video, I guess there were some comments in there, people complaining about my personal hygiene and my scruffiness, so I touched it up. We look a little bit better now, right? But I do gotta say, it's kind of weird that that's what you focus on out of a Harley Davidson video. You worry more about my beard and my eyebrows. But anyway, you know, I'm the kind of guy that works for a living. I'm a country boy, I'm a biker. I work in an industry where I don't have to be clean cut all the time. I don't have to look pretty or perfect. I'm not a banker, I'm not an investment broker. It's just what we do. If you can stand looking at my ugly face and watch us as we drive this truck around the country and work the motorcycle rallies, then welcome aboard. If you can't stand looking at my ugly ass, maybe go watch Highway Vixen. She's got some good motorcycle content and she's way prettier than I am. Guys, we are on the road now, getting ready to head through the Nantahala Gorge, just the other side of Andrews, North Carolina. And we had to pull over for just a quick moment and adjust the trailer plug because it wasn't making a good connection. So as we leave home, we get a little bit of 4-lane there for a little bit. And then as we get through Andrews, we start coming into the Nantahala Gorge. We get some steep grades and narrow 2-lane. I need to downshift real quick, hold on. All right, guys, we made it through the gorge, and man, the sun went down on us pretty quick coming through there. It got dark fast, and it's so dark where we live. You see, there are no street lights. There's no nothing. So mixed recording at night, going through some of those gorges, pretty tough. All right, so we made it to the top of Black Mountain, and normally you just pull right up to those red lights right there, and then do a brake check, and then go down. But I decided to pull off because I had to pee real quick, so we had to did that. Did a quick walk around the truck. Now we're gonna go ahead and descend. All right, guys, you'll see as we pull up here, the light will turn green after I come to complete stop. And there's no trucks behind me, so I'm gonna take a quick moment while we're stopped here. You see there is a map showing you all the hills, all the turns, and where the runaway truck ramps are. And the max speed for trucks here is 35 miles an hour. All right, guys, experience tells me this particular hill we do in third gear. It's really slow. We're only doing about 17 miles an hour, but that's the safest way I can do it. All right, guys, we made it safely down the mountain. As you can tell, about halfway down, I decided to shift up to fourth gear. Third gear was almost too slow. I actually had to keep turning off the Jake brake and the exhaust brake, letting it pick up. Then I turn it back on, bring it back down. So went to fourth gear, and it was a little bit better. I did have to touch the brake a couple of times in fourth gear, but not bad by any means. Somebody's watching me get fuel. All right, so we are currently just outside of Kernersville, North Carolina, exit 203 on Interstate 40. We stop here for fuel. Now, we've only got about 50 miles to go until we get to the truck stop that we're planning on stopping at tonight. And yeah, they've got fuel there, but their fuel is usually much higher than this. So this is part of my strategy to save a few bucks here and there. I've got half a tank of fuel. I don't need fuel right now. But here, the fuel is $2.98 at the Sheetz gas station. Well, $2.98 a gallon for the diesel is a pretty good deal. Every place around here is a little bit higher than that. I don't know what it is at that truck stop, but we'll check and see. And even though I only have half a tank, or only need half a tank, this fuel will get us all the way to Maryland, and then all the way back to here, where we'll top off again on the way home. And that way we don't have to pay the high prices that are in Maryland, even going through like Norfolk and over here. So it saves us a few bucks. And I love the burritos here. Katie's inside giving me a burrito. I've already got the windshield pre-soaking with the Amsoil glass cleaner, and now I'm gonna go grab the stick and scrub it all off. All right, I noticed about 20 minutes ago that one of my lights not working. You can see it's on, but it's extremely dim. Like from the cab, I can't see it. Well, I reached underneath and felt the wiring. It all feels intact. So I have a feeling that light just went bad, which is sad because that's the one I just put on last year while we were at the 75 Chrome shop. So like barely a year and a half and it's done. It was one of the high dollar LEDs. I got El Cheapos on Goliath, and they've lasted 5 years. Those really good ones lasted a little over a year. Kind of sucks. All right, well, the fuel pump is finishing up. I'm going to do a quick walk around, check out my brakes and tires, look inside the trailer, make sure everything is good, and then hopefully by then, Katie will be out here with my burrito. All right, guys, going inside and check in. All three of these beautiful Harleys are still standing upright and intact, and even the street legal snowmobile is doing all right back there as well. All right, so we are all fueled up. Windshield's clean, mirrors are clean. Did a circle check, checked on all the bikes in the trailer. Now I'm gonna eat that burrito. I am actually going to stay here at the fuel island, which normally I don't do. But if you guys followed us last year out here, you'll know that there isn't enough room in front of us to pull forward. So you can see the nose of the truck and the curb is right there. If I pulled all the way to the curb, my trailer would still be in the fuel island. And because it's like, what, midnight? I don't even know what time it is. What time is it?
It's almost 1.
Almost 1. Okay, I was wrong. There are 4 other fuel lanes open with nobody in it and nobody behind me. So I'm going to take a minute to eat this. All right, so we had a wee bit of change of plans. Katie found a rest area on the way to that truck stop I was talking about. And we pulled in and there was quite a few spots. Now, the rest area is probably gonna be a lot quieter than the truck stop. We don't really have the need for any amenities at this point. So I think we're gonna call this home for the night. It's a nice little rest area, very clean, very quiet, except for this APU running over here. And I think it'll do. Now, we talked about fuel prices back there a moment ago, and just a few minutes ago, we passed by a TA truck stop. And that TA truck stop, you know, the lit up sign on the side of the highway, $4.10 per gallon for diesel. We paid $2.98. It's a $1.12 difference. So if we end up burning through 200 gallons, that makes a really big difference on fuel savings. That really annoys me. You know what? It looks way brighter in the video than it does in real life. Just to give you contrast, I'll run around to the other side. That's what it should look like. All right, so I'm hoping that that burrito I ate a few minutes ago is gonna kick in here pretty soon and put me in a food coma so I get a good night's sleep. It is almost 2 a.m. It's definitely way later than I planned on. You know, when we left it, we actually pulled out at like 7:15, and it was only supposed to be like 5.5 hours, which, I mean, I know it always takes us longer, but, and of course we stopped twice. So, but we're here, we're gonna get some sleep. We'll see you guys in the morning. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.